We will not be held responsible for any hearing impairments or damage caused to you from excessive exposure to this sound.
This is for my old heads, young G's, etc. Dino said he loves the intellect. Dizzy never hesitate. I can rap whatever, bro. I'm only in first gear and still way ahead of you. Living in the cold world full of that nonsense. Drug heads, teen moms, day-to-day violence. Fiends at the corner, panhandle for bottles. 12-year-olds running around with pistols and hollows. Fucks with my conscience, but still I do. I know right from wrong, but my decisions is stupid. My generation is crazy, and the media proof. Ignorance is bliss, and we is illy influenced. And that's why I'm here. Old soul kicking brand new flavor in your ear. Rapper of the year. Get my tools and make you jump out your chair. So when I spit it, throw your hands in the air. Say, here comes the brand new flavor.
Podcast Network. From Red Rock Studios in Los Angeles, California, this is the Shiznit with your hosts, Damon, Amber Meshach, and Dino Red with Uncle Powers on sound effects. So now, put your hands together for the Shiznit.
Hey. How you doing, everybody? Thank you for joining the Shiznit once again. Good afternoon, Uncle Powers.
Hey.
And good afternoon, Damon.
Hello there.
Sapphire. And hello there, Amber. Oh, my bad. Amber's not here. What the hell? How could that be? Yeah, no Amber today. She messed up. I'm pissed. Let's move on. So anyway, what's been going on, fellas?
Oh, not too much. I've been tripping off of the whole Bieber thing this weekend. This week. Arrested for drag racing and alcoholic indulgence, and he was a little high at the time.
Yeah,
and he broke a heel.
Yeah.
So, and also there's this little meme going around on Facebook with it shows Richard Sherman. He's the football player from Seattle who, after the game, started screaming about how sorry Richard Crabtree was. And how he's the greatest and never throw anything his way. Scared the crap out of white people.
Not hard to do.
Well, I know I hid under my chair.
White people are afraid of Brian Gumble. Wayne Brady.
Hey man, don't mess with Wayne Brady.
Wayne Brady will choke a bitch.
Exactly. You think you're safe around Wayne Brady. But yeah, the whole thing just started an overreaction to an overreaction. There's this meme going around on Facebook which has Richard Sherman on one side and it says thug, and it says Justin Bieber on the other side and it says misguided kid. The implication being that America judges Richard Sherman harshly, while giving Justin Bieber a pass.
Why is that, you think?
What's a meme?
Those are those pictures that they post up, and they have little jokes and the sides and those sort of things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, just for our audience who might not know that word.
Yeah.
Deviate from the meme.
So anyway, I actually don't think Justin Bieber's been given a pass. I just think that the reactions are just to two different types of people. And the Richard Sherman thing was a knee-jerk reaction, which I think just about everyone I've heard on talk radio and sports radio has defended Richard Sherman and basically said that, what he did is not unusual for football players, and that basically we all should move on. And
but everyone was called. Well, not everyone.
Your mic's not on.
It's not?
No.
A lot of people were calling Richard a thug, right? At
Oh, yeah.
first,
Oh, yeah.
and then he posted some article or something explaining his reasoning behind what he did.
Yeah.
So then everybody said, "Oh, okay, we understand now." Is that pretty much what happened?
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Yeah. And
So maybe Justin Bieber should write an article and put it online somewhere, explaining his actions.
I needed to wind down, man. I have a Ferrari.
Well, Justin didn't write an article, but TMZ did, and I share the same opinion as Damon that I don't think Justin Bieber has gotten a pass. I actually think people have been coming down on him quite harshly.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of people actually calling for his deportation.
Yeah, that. I heard this one show where fathers were calling in talking about how they made their daughters take down all his posters and won't let them listen to his music anymore. Just yeah, so really going in on him. But in regards to the drag racing, driving while intoxicated, or drag racing while intoxicated. In regards to that story, TMZ did some digging, and they found out that the police pretty much lied. The Ferrari that he rented is equipped, not surprisingly, with GPS. And all that information goes to the dealership.
And they can tell how fast he was going
yes,
and where he was. No,
exactly. And right, when you compare it to the police report where they said he was going 50, 60 or whatever miles an hour, it is not true. He was not speeding. In fact, it says that neither him nor his friend, because his friend also has some elaborate sports car that he probably rented for him. The whole night, they barely reached 50 for. They said just for like a split second, they hit 50, and then
but they were in like a 35 mile an hour
they
zone.
they brought it back down. This was long before the police came along.
No.
The one time in the whole evening that so in other words, they weren't racing around town. They only hit 50 once for a split second. So,
which is a lot better than I would have been doing in a Lamborghini, bro.
Right. So
what's the point in renting one then if you're not going to drag race?
So not only were they not drag racing, his blood alcohol content was like, I forgot what the numbers were. Those numbers don't really mean anything to me. I don't really get them. And but it was he was just under the limit or just over. But basically, the police embellished to. Or just straight out lied to give to make it seem like they had probable cause to stop them. When the truth is they profiled them. They knew it was they saw either they knew it was Bieber or they just knew it was young guys, and there was a chance that they would find drugs or something or whatever, and they just stopped them. So the lesson of the story is not only black people get profiled, but white Canadian kids.
So did they beat Bieber?
Did they beat Bieber? Say that 3 times real fast.
Beat Bieber, beat Bieber, beat Bieber, beat. Meep, meep.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Did you beat your Bieber today?
No, I don't think they beat him. But
see, well, damn. So you're saying that I owe Justin Bieber an apology? Is that what you're saying? That I prejudged him? I post-judged him? Man, I'm hurt.
You're a bad person.
I am.
Horrible person. Which that kind of brings me to something I want to talk about me, because that's the whole reason why I spend all this money on the studio and got you guys here every week
talk about you?
to talk about me.
Let's talk about Dino.
Yeah, because I figure in a couple episodes I will have broken even the money I want to spend on a therapist. So I just sit here and vent to you and my audience, whatever, and get everything off my chest and work out all my issues here live on radio.
So fucking sensitive. It is not rocket science. Just don't do it.
Who let him in the studio?
The ghost of Dino passed.
But yeah, so I'm starting to come to the realization that I'm not a nice guy. See,
yeah, finally.
And these laughters are just I seriously thought I was a nice guy. I consider myself a nice guy.
Fuck you too.
But apparently that doesn't seem to be the general consensus. I mean, Uncle says I'm just like Cersei and Game of Thrones, like the most evil, heartless bitch on screen in the last 50 years at least. I don't think there's anybody been on as bad as her since who was it, Joan Crawford and was it
Mommy Dearest?
Well, yeah, Baby Jane. Yeah, she's probably the only one that got Cersei topped.
So you don't you don't let Donnie wear iron.
And she's not as bad as Joffrey. And by the way, I said that you weren't. I think my exact words were you're not nearly as heartless or as ruthless.
But I can see the similarities very clearly. That's what you said, actually.
You're actually kind of an asshole. You're not a real asshole.
Full blown.
Yeah, man,
You're not a swollen asshole.
And when I would get that from like my wife calling me a jerk and stuff like that, whatever, I was like, whatever. I'm a jerk. If that's not.
What the hell are you calling angry?
like you calling me a jerk? If that's not the cunt calling an asshole a dick, I don't know what is. But really, so I mean, I don't know. I start thinking about it, and I'm like, I don't know. Well, I mean, I guess what's people's definition of a nice guy? You know, if that's somebody who's passive and somebody who gets walked on and somebody who's, you know, I don't know, kind of, you know, quiet and, you know, I don't know. If that's their definition of nice guy, then yeah, that's not me. So I don't know. Maybe that's it. I don't know. But
I mean, everyone has certain aspects of their personality that they show. I think that I think of you more as you're a fighter. I think that if you believe in something that you when you hold on to an opinion, you will fight for what you believe in, and you don't back down.
Right.
You're not a doormat.
Right.
But you know, for all intents and purposes, I mean, you're a good person.
Yeah, but I guess you don't have to be a nice guy to be a good person. So I guess I'm okay with that. I think I'm a fair person. Mm-hmm. You know, I think,
and I think you're a nice guy. I wouldn't say that you're not a nice guy. I think you're, and because I think I share this attribute too. I think you're an honest person, and a lot of people don't like honesty. I mean, people can sometimes take honesty as being, you know, cruel or mean or, you know.
Yes.
And the fact of the matter is, if you, and I love this about you, if you believe something, whether it's pleasant or not, you're going to voice it. You know.
Yeah.
And I respect that. I mean, you've said things to me that, I'll be honest with you, have you know, caused me to think, wow, what the hell, you know? But you know, I realize, well, he's right. You know, so in our society these days, I mean, we're conditioned to be dishonest, right?
Right.
Somebody says, "How are you doing today?"
Right.
And you're feeling like hell. You say, "Oh, I'm
Right.
fine."
Yeah, yeah.
You know, but you know. And the honest answer would be, well, I've had a terrible day. I couldn't shit this morning. There was a bunch of traffic on the way to work. And now I got to deal with your ass until 5 o'clock. That's how I'm feeling. But instead, we say, oh, you know, I'm doing great. How are you?
You know, Mike, when I told you that, I told you that in confidence, okay? Yeah, no, I could not shit this morning, okay? Leave me alone. Yeah, I also think... you don't hold your tongue. Where, you know, when you're angry, we know you're angry. And we don't.
Somebody please shut that dude up.
And we don't like you when you're angry.
Fuck you too. Oh boy, this is funny. Yeah. It's like the chickens coming home to roost. I'll make some fried chicken out of y'all asses. Serve you up for Super Bowl.
Yeah, well, I stick to your ribs.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
but that is true. I mean, I've been called mean, and And sometimes people mistake passion for anger,
Right.
or they don't understand what mean is.
It's funny that it seemed like any emotion I have other than happy or pleasant, or anything else, not every, but a lot of people, their first reaction is to assign it to anger. I don't know if it's just with me or a lot of people do that with everyone, but I find that's my wife. It's like it's like her go-to.
Calm down.
You're mad.
Calm down.
You were mad about it. That's like if you talk to her, you would think that's the only emotion I have. Just mad, just anger, just.
well, like I say, you are honest and sometimes bluntly so. And when you're peeved, you don't bother to try and hide it. And a lot of people want that. They don't want to see on the expression in your face or the tone of your voice that you're not thrilled about what they've just done or what they've just said.
Yeah.
And so they're going to tell you that you're angry, but you're just maybe minutely upset but completely honest about it. All right.
I would say forceful. That's the word. That's the word I would use. But yeah, I mean, you're a fighter. That's when you do find conflict, that is, I will say your first urge is to combat. When he shot that dude, that guy had it coming. Okay.
Yeah, he knocked on the door at 9 a.m. on a Saturday. Come on now.
And the sign clearly says no solicitors, agents, or Jehovah's Witnesses.
That's right.
But yeah, I've had the same thing, man.
You are definitely a nice guy. So if they called you mean, then that's crazy.
Did you just call me a pussy? that's what I heard.
Nigga, you gay.
Well, now another thing I told you in confidence.
That was Riley. Take your ass to bed. Stay out of grown folks' conversation, Riley.
But yeah. And shit, I can be an asshole. There's no doubt about it. And a lot of times it's when I'm being honest. I've learned to hide my feelings.
Right. But I think though, I mean, I don't disagree with anything you guys are saying about me, but I do think that I'm diplomatic. I think I'm more diplomatic than, or at least I've learned to be. I probably wasn't, in my 20s or whatever, but I definitely feel like I'm much more diplomatic, just dealing with people and just as far as maybe tempering the way that I say things and, trying to say it in a way that's like, so especially in the business setting, I don't think any of my employees would call me mean. Mm-hmm. I've never gotten that from any of my employees.
Oh, brother.
Well, I haven't.
Well, I know the same thing. I mean, sometimes especially when I deal with the public,
right?
And and a lot of things that people do that they take for granted irritate me,
right?
And there was a time when I let that show. It's like the whole thing. It's like, how are you doing? To me, it's like you don't care how I am, so I'm going to tell you anyway. I'm not doing what I want to do. I'm having a conversation with you. I feel like crap. Okay. I remember I sent some woman home crying because she asked me how I was doing, and I said, I hate my job. I don't want to serve you. And you're asking me how I am.
So I'm supposed to tell you it's a great day.
Yeah, it's wonderful. I'm smiling.
Another day in paradise here at Winky Dinky Dome.
I have glitter. Yay! And it's one of those things where I understand with. If I were a cop, I'd be beating someone every day. was like, it's bad enough I got to serve you, but then I got to protect your ass, too? Dealing with the public, man, that's, whew.
I remember the first time when I really felt like Damon's been doing his job too long. He was telling me how someone was giving him a compliment and how it was pissing him off. And I was like, this motherfucker needs a new line of work. Because when you get to the point that a compliment is pissing you off, I think the next step, you just go kill bitches.
What you mean I look good in a suit?
Gotta go.
I've lost how much weight?
Like, does this gentleman need to be on meds?
Who you calling smart?
Oh yeah, man. But I don't know. So I've basically come to terms with the
That
fact
you need to be a much better liar.
that I'm not a nice guy, but I'm a good person. I'm cool with that, because I feel like the world's definition of a nice guy is not a guy that I want to be.
No, what is nice? I mean,
like I said, I think they think of somebody who's like very meek, very timid.
Yeah.
Very
Someone who either
soft.
Someone who either never feels any negative emotions or never expresses them. I
Right.
think.
So like Mr. Spock would be a nice guy.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Kind of like me, I think.
Yeah.
I'm really just passive aggressive.
But hey, my daughter likes me, so hey, that's the. I had a little interview with her, and I asked her, who's your favorite person? And she was like,
Daddy.
Yep, that's what she said. Which took me by surprise because I just knew I used to come in the second, maybe third sometimes because Granny was first. I even asked her, I was like, me? You sure me? What about Granny? She was like, well,
I like to be with my daddy, Dino.
yeah, that's my baby. I'm really, really proud of her. I'm about to take out a few minutes to brag about my baby. She got straight A's this semester.
All right.
So last semester she didn't make the honor roll. She didn't get straight A's. She got a lot of A's, but she also got some B's and some C's and whatever. But this I'm gonna have to show you. I'm gonna have to bring it in, let you guys see it, because the report card that they have it breaks down. Not only does it show me her grades, but it shows me every grade on every assignment that she's gotten since the last period. So, and on my first look Friday night, I was very proud of her, but I thought that because it's a scale of that goes from 1 to 4. 1 meaning basically that's just like a fail. You need to improve, whatever. 2 is almost on grade level, which is a 70 to 79, because this is a charter school, so it's a little bit more. And then 80 to 89 is a 3. And then 90 to 100 is a 4.
Oh wow!
But you need a 3 to be passing.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
That's good.
Yeah, it is good.
Yeah.
And my wife, she doesn't get it. She wants it both ways. She had a spelling test the other day, and this is actually the spelling test that she got back about a week or two ago. I actually saw that on the report, and I thought that she got a 1 in spelling or something like that. And I was like, okay, well, I'm still proud of her, but we're going to have to get that up. But it comes to find out that was just that 1 test.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and she actually only missed 2 out of, I think there was 9. There's 9 words and 1 sentence, and the sentence counts as 1. And
what is she, preschool, kindergarten?
she's kindergarten. Yeah, and she got she spelled everything correctly. However, she used a capital Y in one of the words that was just a regular word, didn't need to be. And then in the sentence, she used the capital in the middle of the sentence, and so she got knocked down 2 points for that.
Okay.
My wife and her mother were about to go to war. They having a cow about it. I'm like, I don't have a problem with this. This is what we wanted. You wanted, you know,
we gotta have standards.
When you were before she, you know, when she was pregnant or before the baby came, or when the baby first got here, those early years,
you told me the stork brought him.
She bitched and moaned about, you know, getting her into a private school or getting her into a good school, whatever. Private school wasn't going to happen, couldn't happen, don't have that kind of money. But we worked really hard and had some luck and got her into a really good charter school, right? I'm like, this is what we wanted. We wanted her to have a superior education. That's what that means. The standards are higher than, you know, she's being ticky-tack. She's being ticky. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm
that's
like,
what you want.
I'm like, yes. And they don't get that. It's like, you know, and well, let's call it mother-in-law's kind of racist. So she didn't like her teacher as soon as she saw that she was not black. You know, so, you know, but and
I don't want any of my kids' teachers to be black. You say you want a higher education. I mean, why you want a black teacher?
I get enough blackness at home.
Exactly. Like nigga.
So okay, here we go. Okay.
He can't add either. His math is terrible.
So much for no inbound. Inbound galore part 2. Name of this episode.
We go from kindergarten to inbound.
So anyway, that's what I'm arguing with my wife, and I'm like, I don't have a problem with this. This is wrong, technically. It is wrong. You don't, and I've been telling Danya that since the beginning, not to be careless with where she puts her capitals, and you know, in the middle. You know, she'll do that because you know it's easier to write or whatever. You know, and she's had a hard time. She used to have a hard time writing, and she's really, really, you know, gotten a lot better with that. She actually writes better than her mother now, and that's no joke. So, but yeah, I'm like, you can't have it both ways, and she's just, you know, like, no, that's wrong. I'm like, she's being ticky-tack. You know, and she's telling, and you know, like she's helping Danya with her. Like, you have to be particular because your teacher is ticky-tack. I'm like, don't say that. I'm like, she's not. She's like, you know. She's strict, if anything, but that's the standard of the school.
Teacher,
that's what we wanted.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we wanted. How many times have I heard her complain about her education in Compton? I'm like, you want her to get that? That's the difference. That's the difference.
Yeah, you can find plenty of teachers who ain't ticky-tack if you go into the public school system.
Right. I mean, but anyway.
I had a teacher who, well, I didn't have a teacher, but I heard of a teacher who, if you showed up, you got an A. If you didn't show up, you got a B.
Wow. I thought you was going to say, if you did show up, you got A+.
That teacher was fired. This guy had standards. That's. I mean, that's the thing. It's like when you build fundamentals. I know. Just to use a sports metaphor, when John Wooden coached UCLA, Bill Walton's fond of saying the first day there, he told them how to put their socks on properly. Because he said if you don't put your socks on properly, you could get warts on your feet or some blisters on your feet, and that can affect the way you run up and down the court, and affect the way you and that all leads up to the way you play. You shoot a jump shot,
right? And
as far as education goes,
how do you put your socks on properly?
Good question.
You would fold it like you roll the socks on both hands, and then you as you do that, you slowly roll them so that the bottom of your socks are smooth on the bottom of your feet.
I never knew that.
Yeah, actually, I kind of have a vague memory of when I played basketball in high school that our coach did the same thing with us.
Really?
Yeah. He was a John Wooden disciple.
You guys had socks back then?
Yes. Well, they had long socks and short shorts.
I remember that. And big afros. Right? A bunch of lollipops running down the court.
Well, by the time I played, I had a shag. So.
Just tell me it wasn't a Jerry curl.
Well, I guarded a guy with a Jerry curl. I could smell the liquor on his breath, too, man. And he still whooped my ass. He was drunk, and he was better than me.
With dress shoes on.
Yeah. But, he had blisters on his feet. But the thing is, the point is that, all the things, like the tiniest thing, the paying attention to detail,
right,
affects you. You start off with, just little things like getting the why correctly. And, when 20 years from now, when she's writing term papers, she excels because she had the fundamentals.
Foundation.
Yeah, the foundation.
Right.
And she's building her house on a rock.
Right, yeah. My wife doesn't get that, so that's like we argue about, because she has her, when she's practicing her spelling words, she has her writing them. Mm-hmm. And she tells her, it's okay to write them any kind of way, because Danya we've been like on her about correcting the way that she writes, and so she erases a lot of whatever. So if it's not perfect or as perfect as she can get it, she erases a lot, and so it takes her a long time. Well, it takes her a while to do her homework anyway. They have quite a bit of homework, especially to be in kindergarten. Mm-hmm.
I had no homework in kindergarten.
Right.
I mean, I'm actually amazed listening to you telling this story, because you're saying about how, she had a problem writing, but now she's greatly improved.
Right.
Dude, in kindergarten, I hadn't even started writing yet.
Right.
Well, my homework was to go home and take a nap.
Yeah.
That's all I remember about kindergarten was apples and peanut butter and nap time.
Yeah, it's different. There's no nap time.
Oh, you guys didn't have finger painting? We had finger painting.
No, we didn't have finger painting. Man.
She's a full day just like the big kids, and there's no nap time.
Wow.
Yeah. So they have PE and like jazz and yoga for PE.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jazz and yoga.
Mm-hmm. Jazz and yoga.
Is it too late for me to register for this school?
I don't think you'd qualify.
If I study real hard.
So yeah, they don't play. It's a good school. It's a good school, and I like it. I like it a lot.
Does Debbie Allen come out and says, "You want fame? Well, fame costs."
What's funny is I've volunteered up there a couple of times, and I'll spy in on the dance class, and I resist the urge to run out there and say that every time. It's like I'm still on the sidelines thinking that, like, okay, go ahead and get that yardstick and start tapping it on the on the floor.
Which one of you is Leroy?
That would be the gay dude with the braids. But yeah, so I'm really proud of her. She works really hard, and she did good. So yeah, only out of all her assignments, which there are a lot, there was only one assignment where she got less than like 83%.
Oh, okay.
That one spelling test, and that's that's it. Everything else is like she, 80% or higher. She's got a lot of hundreds, a lot of hundreds.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, man. To me, that's the major problem with education is there's no standards are low.
Right. That is the problem.
If you show up. We talked about this in private that there's certain people that we know who
right.
Had A's and B's all through high school.
Right, because they had those teachers that if they showed up, shut their mouths, and were good citizens, they basically got an A.
Yeah. And then when they got to college, they were borderline illiterate.
Right.
If they weren't illiterate, they certainly weren't up to grade level. Oh, you know what? Maybe a couple months ago, I read this article about this kid, and I think he went to either Jefferson or Fremont High School. Mm-hmm. And
Fremont is one of the people that we were talking about. Mm-hmm. That's where they went. Okay. Was Fremont?
Yeah, and he had like an A average, and he got into Berkeley,
right?
And and he couldn't do the work.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
With an A average.
With an A average, and it wasn't like he had bad work habits.
Right.
He was the guy. He was going to his counselor's office every day. He was talking to the teachers. He was getting tutoring, and he just he was somebody who might have been better served by going to a junior college and getting his fundamentals down.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, because the person that I know,
because you really have to have study skills
went
when you go to college.
Went to Fremont, and I don't know if they had an A average, but I do know they were an honor student the whole time they were in high school, and then they got out and went to a CSU and struggled at the CSU. So not even at UC.
Yeah.
So all you kids going to Fremont thinking you're hot shit with being on the honor roll, you're about to go to college and fail.
But it's not.
Yeah, find that path.
And I hate to say it, man. Like a lot of the HBCUs, man. A lot of them are guilty of that. I mean,
what's an HBCU?
Historically Black College and University.
Yeah.
I remember when I was at.
If you ever left Northridge,
I remember when I was in the.
I'm here now. I'm in the hood.
I remember when I was at the JC or whatever, and they came to recruit. They would have like I forget what they call that day when all the universities come to recruit. There's this one guy trying to. I believe it was. Don't quote me. It was a black university. I know that. I think it was Fisk, but I'm not for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
But he was like, "Hey, come on over and check us out, whatever, And I was like, "Oh, that's okay, thanks." I wasn't interested. He was like, "Come on, all you need is a 2.0." Then he goes like, does an aside. If you got a 1.8, we can work with you. I was like, damn, are you kidding? I'm like, wow.
They got lower standards in the Navy.
Like, wow, are you kidding me? Like, man, I was like, but even Conrad, he kind of verified that too. I talked to him about that, and he said that unfortunately he knew a lot of people at his university. And
where'd he go?
He went to Prairie View A&M. That their education, they were ill prepared, ill equipped.
Yeah, I remember something similar when. Now that I think about it, I wish I'd taken him up on the offer, because I had a 3.5 maybe when I was in high school.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I could have got a scholarship if I had gone to a historically black college.
Yeah,
they might have had me teach the class.
You're not only a student, you should be the president. I be president. Oh, drop me some bombs today.
1 and 1 is 2, 2 and 2 is 4.
Well, yeah, man, it's sad, but that's the state that we're in.
Yeah, well, and the only way you're going to improve it is demanding excellence.
Yeah,
I think of Jaime
Escalante.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, he taught not physics,
calculus
to people who, I mean,
were remedial math.
Remedial math, yeah. And one of the things I remember from the movie, and I remember hearing it when I was in school, basically, was that students rise to the challenge that you give them.
Right. And
I think too many people forget that. They see someone's like really low, and it's like, oh, I can't make demands on this person. They confuse ignorance with inability.
Right.
And
it seems like teachers modify their teaching to accommodate the lowest common denominator.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The dumbest person in the class, that's who I'm going to teach to, and then everybody else will certainly keep up.
Yeah, and it hurts the smart kids,
right?
Because a lot of times the smart kids are suffer because everyone's so concerned with the remedial kids,
right?
So they don't get the education that they should.
Yeah.
And it's a general dumbing down, because even I remember years ago I saw this thing on 60 Minutes about grade inflation, and they were talking to kids from Harvard, And of course, the kids from Harvard didn't think their grades were inflated.
Right.
But yeah, they were graded on curves. Because that's why I was.
You can haggle for your grade some places.
Yeah. And it's. In Japan, you can't do that. You have a you have a standard you have to attain. Right. And man, there's some people that don't make it to college in Japan who would come over here and whoop our ass.
Right. And they do.
Yeah. Right. That's why they come to America. We go to America. We take over. We made mistake bombing Pearl Harbor. We come get education, steal all their job.
I couldn't get into Tokyo University, so let me go to Harvard.
God, I just want to apologize for that very racist, stereotypical accent that Mike Holloman just gave us.
What I don't understand is why the president or whoever.
And my name is Uncle Powers.
Sorry about that, Uncle Powers.
Everyone keeps talking about the trouble that our education system is in and whatnot. There's still some Jaime Escalantes and Marva Collinses out there. They're few and far in between, granted. But why not find the ones that are there and get them to train other teachers in their methods, and then so on and so on and so on. Make one of them the Secretary of Education, and let's fix this mess instead of
they're a threat to the status quo. You have a lot of teachers who can't. Who are
gotta go.
Yeah, I agree with you. But
the unions,
they protect them.
Right.
And I remember another 60-minute-ish, another news magazine show. I don't recall if it was 60 Minutes or not. But these were teachers in New York, and they were upset because they were being forced to take some sort of competency exam. I'm sorry, I don't. English is my third language. But they were upset because they couldn't pass the competency exams.
Right.
And there are too many of them. My mom, she worked at SC. She was a liaison between the County of Los Angeles and people who wanted to be social workers. And she was amazed at how many of those students could not write up to the standards. I mean, these were people in their master's degree program.
What?
Who couldn't write up to standard. And
wow, that's a shame.
Yeah.
That's embarrassing.
And a lot of them hated my mother because she would make them go back and do it again and do it right over and over again.
You're in a master's program and you can't write?
Well, I mean, they weren't illiterate, but they had been passed along. I mean, these were the smartest kids in their class. Once again, they didn't get the fundamentals. Wow. They were it was seen as teachers like close enough. Yeah. And so when they got to someone who actually demanded that they do it correctly, they couldn't. They didn't know how. Right. It wasn't like they didn't have it's not like they were unable. They just had not been taught. They had not been, given the fundamentals, or at least required to hang on to the fundamentals.
But I mean, it's really a systemic problem because teachers, first of all, they're underpaid, and you have to be pretty highly educated to get the job. So, what kind of people are you going to get to take that kind of job, right?
Yeah. And a lot of it's not just that they're underpaid. I mean, teachers have always. I mean, compared to how
I was going to say, they're actually not. Yeah. I mean,
they don't work a full year.
For the amount of education that you need to be a teacher, you could be making a lot more money doing something else.
Yeah. But
how much education do you think you need? You need a bachelor and a credential or two.
Yeah. But depending on how, I mean, if you're teaching at a university, you need.
Well, yeah, that's different. Yeah. Well, I think we're talking about.
But if you're talking about
school.
grade school and high school, and some of them are frustrated. Some of them.
I couldn't do that job.
No, it's dealing with kids is
It's a
pain.
rough job,
Yeah,
especially when you're not getting the support from the parents that you should be getting.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of them don't.
yeah, and that is a problem. Yeah,
And especially in LA Unified, I mean, the school system is just so jam packed with kids. I mean, they must be hiring any teacher that'll come in and show interest in the job.
and a lot of them, a lot of the kids, English is a second language.
Right, especially now.
Yeah, and that's another thing that hurts. That's another thing that hurts this American students, because they're held back because the teacher has to go slower in order to teach people who don't speak English.
Right.
I had a friend. She was talking about when her son or daughter was in school, that the teacher would have her daughter or son, whichever, help out the kids who didn't speak English so well.
Right.
So it was suddenly the instead of learning,
She was teaching.
yeah, and
Danya reads to her class sometimes.
Does she really? Mm-hmm. I'm sure she's the best reader in the class, right? Gotta be.
pretty
She
sure.
was reading before she got there.
Yeah.
I remember I had to teach Sunday school once when I was, I think I was in second grade or something like that.
Really?
Yeah. One day the Sunday school teacher said, "I'm gonna let you teach the class one day," and so I did, and of course, I break out the book of Deuteronomy.
The big guns.
Yeah. And I'm reading the Ten Commandments from the book of Deuteronomy, And, I did pretty good. They called me rabbi after that. And that's pretty high praise coming from a Christian church,
Can you do a circumcision? I think Dino's in the market for that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I got a little guillotine.
But hey, here's this scandal that that has to do with the school district, but not a teacher. I forget what state this was in. I believe it was on the East Coast somewhere. But there's a cafeteria lady who got caught scamming the school. Now, mind you, I believe these figures are overblown, like I think they normally are. But I think they're
sneaking some macaroni and cheese home.
Nah, some greenbacks. But they said that she was taking home $500 a day cash.
Wow.
$2,500 a week, like $90K a school year.
Wow.
And she was doing this 10 to 15 years. 10 years, I think it was like $900,000 it came to, and then if it was 15, it was like 1.3 something.
Wow. So what do you have to do to get a job to be a cafeteria?
What did she do?
She well, the way she did it was there was 4 registers. And you know how they have the concession cart that they take out to the games and stuff, where they'll put like popcorn and stuff. It's just a cart. Well, she would have that set up as a cash only line, and all that money she pocketed.
Wow.
But yeah, I think
Was there no one doing inventory or?
Hey, you asking the wrong person. I didn't work there. I just reporting the story.
$500 a day.
But that's what I'm saying. It's over-reported because not only that, in order for her to get away with $500 a day for that long, they would have to be raking in thousands.
Right.
And a school cafeteria is not bringing in that kind of money.
Does it even make $500 a day? I mean, it'd have to be a pretty big school to make $500 a day.
Right. So I'm thinking she's probably bringing home $500 a week.
Right.
But whatever it was,
still pretty good.
It was pretty good because it was supplementing her lifestyle because she lived in a big ass mansion and was driving a brand new late model Mercedes Benz because they showed it on the news on the clip.
Cafeteria lady.
Yeah, the cafeteria lady, a big old five bedroom brand new house in the brand new late model. When the TV crew showed up, she snuck out, drove right past them in her brand new Mercedes.
Which just goes to show you really don't need a high education.
You just need to know how to steal.
She's a mafioso, man. That's
yeah. Not only that, she somehow. I mean,
got that.
That's what they did in Vegas. That's how casino ended. I mean, they caught the mobster skimming the money off the top.
Right, and the only reason why she got caught is somebody blew the whistle on her. But what I'm tripping off of, the one who blew the whistle got fired. I'm like, why'd she get fired?
Oh wow!
So, but
messing up the status quo, man. The most important thing is the status quo.
But they're going after her. But for now, she's gotten away with it. She ended up retiring and everything. She did put in 26 years.
Right on, cafeteria lady. Right on.
She put in her 20.
I got away with it, and I don't care what you stinking kids know.
Wow.
Yep.
That's like that gangster, and I think it was New Jersey, Whitey Bulger.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
He got away with murder and...
for what, 20 years?
Yeah, for years. And they finally caught him at the end of his life. I'm like, so what, right?
Yeah.
Let me live like that, and then when I'm 87 years old, put me in jail for the rest of my life. I'm cool.
Right, exactly. Yeah, life is over now.
Yeah, he was saying something like he wanted his, if you let my wife go, then I'll confess to anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She got 10 years or something like that.
Oh, that ain't bad. How old is she? Do you know?
She's probably in her 60s, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think what happened. I think how he got caught. I think somebody recognized him from America's Most Wanted or something
really?
like that. Yeah. And they were living in Santa Monica when they got busted.
Wow.
They had a nice long run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they found lots of cash in his apartment.
Yeah, I'm sure. For years he's been, extortion, murder, racketeering, whatever those gangsters do, all that stuff.
Wow.
I guess crime does pay.
Apparently so. Better than getting an education.
Well, they get an education, just not a formal one.
Right.
Did you hear about they arrested the guy who I guess masterminded the Lufthansa heist?
I saw
that they
something
dramatized
like that
in Goodfellas, and the guy basically he was in Goodfellas. Jimmy they call it Jimmy the Gent was basically whacking everybody who was involved
really
in the crime. And I guess the guy he didn't whack, he didn't pay either. Because the guy, it's like all these years later, they caught him talking to an informant. They had the informant wired. And he was complaining about how he never got paid, or he didn't get as much as he thought he should, that he was promised.
Right, because it's like a $7 million heist or something like that?
I think it was $5 million, $5 to $6 million, and in today's dollars, it would be about $17 million.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was cash and jewelry.
Wow. See,
Yeah.
kids, those educations are really overrated.
All you have to do.
Get yourself a gun.
The only guy who had been arrested for that crime was the inside man. But everybody else either got whacked or got away with it.
Right. Well.
That's something else.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But,
So one last thing on the education thing, and I think we've pretty much beat that to death, and I'm much more interested in gangsters and robbery and stuff like that. But so given the decline in our educational system, what do you guys think of affirmative action? Is it outdated? Should we keep it going? Did you think it was a good idea in the first place?
I think it was a good idea in the first place. I think because of the wrongs that were done to black people in this country, that how they were artificially kept from promotions and participating in the system for so long. I think there had to be some sort of government intervention in order to right those wrongs. I mean, you had people who were who basically were qualified to do certain jobs, who were rejected basically because of the color of their skin. But today, as time has gone on, I don't think skin color is the impediment that it once was. And if you have the skills necessary I think it's outlived its usefulness.
Well, they've done away with it, at least in part. I know in the UC system they're not considering race for admissions anymore, and because of that, they're surmising that the African American attendance at the UC system is now at a historical low.
Yeah, and that's sad because they're not doing what's necessary to get to that level. I mean, the UC system is filled with Asians.
Right.
They never needed the affirmative action, and that's simply because their parents would force them to study. Right. And force them to get A's and B's in their schoolwork.
Right. Like with us, for example, my wife was always worried about Danya's what school she went to. While I wanted to get her in the best school that we could, I didn't have the same concern because I knew and know that wherever she went, that we would have to play a role in that education. We're going to have to supplement. So, of course, the better the school, the less we're going to have to supplement. But you're going to have to step it up and do something. So I wasn't as worried about that, as my wife was. So, but yeah, that's the thing. You have to supplement. You have to fill in the gaps. You have to help with the reading. You have to give them the extra assignments above and beyond.
And if you can't, you have to find someone who can.
Right.
You have to sacrifice some of the things you want to spend money on. Maybe you don't go on vacation. Maybe you go on vacation, fewer times a year, or maybe you cut back somewhere.
Yeah.
And
less 40s.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to say it, but I'm glad the mean guy.
Less 40s and less weed.
Yeah. Yeah. You may want to cut that stuff out altogether.
The weed too?
Yeah, Uncle, the weed.
I don't think Danya's going to need much education for what she wants to do when she grows up.
I think I want to be Rapunzel when I grow up.
That's what she thinks. Daddy got other plans.
Just needs lots of hair conditioning.
Rapunzel.
So what do you think about affirmative action, Dino?
Well, Damon pretty much summed up my opinion on it. I think it was a necessary evil at the time. I think, today that, like you said, the race isn't the barrier that it once was, as long as you have the skills and the perseverance. Because while it wasn't the barrier that it once was, I do believe it is a barrier still. I believe, even in my line of work, I think there's a lot of, racism and stereotype or whatever. But, I think
if you got the skills, somebody's either gonna hire you, or you're gonna come up with something. You're gonna find a way,
right,
to make it. I mean, I think of, and this is, I guess this is a thing. I mean, MC Hammer was selling his CDs out of his trunk, and when the record companies came to him and offered him one of the standard you make the music, we take all your money contracts.
Right. The TLC special.
Yeah. He said I make more money than that selling stuff out of the trunk. You got to give me a better deal.
Right.
And because they wanted him,
right.
They said, okay, well, we can't pull a fast one on him. Let's give him a good deal. Right. And that it's a metaphor for just about anything. If you have the talent, if you have the skill, if someone feels that you are an asset, first of all, if you have the talent and the skill, you may be able to do it yourself, or someone will see that you have that you are an asset. So they will invest in your ideas if you're an entrepreneur, or if you have a good idea, someone will invest in it. Because we live in a digital society now, a lot of people don't even know what you are.
Right.
They only will respond to your ideas. This thing we're doing right now, we're on the ground floor of something that basically if people find us entertaining, they will find us. And
has anyone found us yet?
There's a couple.
Because we're hella entertaining. Man. Somebody needs to find us and pay us. Howard Stern, are you listening?
Baba Booey. Baba Booey. But yeah, as long as someone sees you as an asset, they will use you. That's pretty much the way I feel.
Well, personally, I'm conflicted about the affirmative action question because, on the one hand, it's kind of insulting for society to say, well, okay, we'll give you guys a leg up because we know you can't make it without it, But on the other hand, apparently they're right because the historically low enrollment of blacks at the UC system is only one indication of that. But I think, unlike the two of you, I think that race does still play a major role in the success of black people. Not so much because of Jim Crowism, which has been defeated, but because of it's a socio-economic thing as well. I mean, if you're black, you have a much higher chance of being impoverished and therefore having much less access to resources, than other people do. I mean, like we started off this conversation talking about, look at the plight of our schools. Our school system is ridiculous. And unless you have parents like you, Dino, and your wife, this school system is not going to educate you. It's just absolutely not going to do that. I graduated from Inglewood High School. I had 6 classes my senior year. I attended 2 of them and only had to take 2 classes over at summer school to graduate. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I should still be in high school, damn it. But thankfully I'm not.
Yeah, well, I'd like to be in high school too.
Okay, R. Kelly. Speaking of R. Kelly.
Speaking of lack of education.
Yeah, just found out that R. Kelly is illiterate.
He ignorant.
Wow. That's too bad.
Did you see that that story online about him opening up his Twitter feed with the Ask R. Kelly hashtag? Yeah. I guess thinking that people were going to say, "Hey, R. Kelly, what's going on with your next album?
Right.
How's it like to be a great celebrity?" And of course, everybody just reamed him about peeing on that little girl. So that wasn't the best PR move, R. Kelly, but it was enjoyable.
Yeah, well, one day it'll get him an endorsement for some medication for bladder irregularity. Hey, what is the thing about that? I mean, I guess it's like anything. I guess the whole idea of urinating on another human being.
Don't knock it till you try it.
I've tried it.
Did you like it?
It did nothing for me, but she liked it.
Yeah?
She requested it.
Really?
So, yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, I never told anyone that before this
so now
moment
you just
right
told
now.
the entire world. Right?
Well, whoever finds us. We're like a bottle on the ocean of podcasts.
So, wow, how long ago was that?
Man.
I mean, if it happened while you were still married, you don't have to.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't my wife. I'll say that it wasn't my wife. So yeah,
was it a black girl?
It was born before my wife, and it was a black lady.
Really?
Yeah.
Sisters want to get peed on? Maybe R. Kelly had something.
This one did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she liked it, huh?
She liked it. She said,
Wow.
"Joe, warm."
I'm sure it did. There are other ways to warm up, though.
Yeah, I remember a zombie peed on me. It was all cold.
Wow. That's freaky. I've never peed on anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Hey, baby, we got something to try when I get home.
Uh-oh, auntie.
Make it rain!
Put that girl in the pod.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, talk about Swaggy P.
So, but all right. So I'm fascinated. So what do you do after that? I mean, you didn't hit that after that, did you?
Well,
Or did she jump in the shower? I mean,
we were actually in the shower.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. 'Cause I'm thinking, what about the mess on the floor?
Yeah, no, it wasn't. Yeah.
That's good. 'Cause that's the only place I can pee. It's in the shower.
Yeah, because I'm
I
not
guess
like
who's not
R.
taking a
Kelly.
shower in my house?
I don't have like maids of people to come clean it up. We would have to clean it up ourselves. So yeah, it only happened in the shower. It wasn't going down.
So was that
anyplace
like a
else.
spontaneous thing, or did she say, "Hey, I want you to pee on me. Let's go in the shower to make it happen"?
I'm trying to remember. I think it was more of a spontaneous thing, but I think she flirted the idea out like prior to that, so it didn't totally catch me off guard.
Really?
But yeah, we didn't go into the shower to do that, though. At least I didn't. Maybe she had plans. I don't know. But
Yeah. You were just trying to get clean.
yeah, I was. Well, yeah, a little bit more than that, or else I would have been in by myself.
A tinkle a day helps keep odor away.
Do you still have her phone number?
Nah, honey, I just peed on her. She meant nothing to me.
You want me to pee on you?
We are part of a urination. I've been waiting 32 years to make that joke.
You could have waited 32 more.
That hurts, man.
It's not worth the wait.
You guys are mean. You guys are assholes. Especially you, Dino.
Yeah, I know.
Who's being sensitive now?
Hey, don't play her voice. She's not here today. But yeah. So who's gonna watch the Grammys or the? Anybody gonna watch the Grammys?
It should be starting in a minute now, right?
I don't. Doesn't it usually start like at 8 or something?
Well,
I think
East Coast
Eastern
time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I think it's probably on now.
yeah. So
Let me look online and see. I'm sure if it's on, everybody on Facebook is talking about
I'll
it.
go to my DirecTV app and record it.
Apparently, Myron is there.
What?
Yeah.
Myron balling like that?
Yeah, he's at the Staples Center.
He ought to be at home listening to us.
We're not going to be up on the net until tomorrow morning anyway. So
Gives a blank about a blank Grammy.
shout out to Vince Kennard for that witty one. Who gives a blank about a blankety blank Grammy? Flavor Flav.
Right. Who? I was like, did they post it on YouTube? The Grammys?
I don't think live. No.
No, I know not live, but I was just wondering if it might be up on YouTube.
Yeah, I don't know.
Watch it on YouTube or something.
I don't think so.
I don't even know who's up for a Grammy.
Probably all the people that we don't like. Justin Bieber and
I think my mammy's up for a Grammy.
Mammy, how I love you, my dear old mammy.
I wonder if Jay-Z is up because his new album is actually pretty good. Was it? Yeah. Was it released too late to qualify for this?
I have no idea.
I never watch it.
I'm only gonna watch it, so we'll have to just to talk about it on the show next week.
Yeah.
Oh, does that mean we have to watch it too?
You don't have to watch it, but
good. Yeah, I'll just sit that one out.
So yeah, I don't know if it's on or not now, but are you gonna TiVo it or something?
yeah.
Okay. So what else is going on? Anything catch your eye this week on social media or the news?
The Captain and Tennille got divorced, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aren't they like 100?
They've been together. I think it was 35 years.
Well, they got married in 75. They've been together since 74.
Were you there? Like, damn, you know all the facts they got at this little church.
Dude, I studied this, man. They were part of my childhood, Yeah, she's 73, he's 71.
39 years of marriage, according to TMZ.
Wow. Well, she's a cougar before they had a name for it.
Yeah, so Now were they? Now I had heard that they were divorcing for legal reasons, or that.
Yeah, I didn't hear that. I thought it was just a regular old divorce. That makes more sense. Yeah.
There's this thing on Yahoo Music that says the question is, did Obamacare break up the Captain and Tennille? I don't know what the hell that's about. But.
Oh, I know what. You know what it is? It's probably something like Did they lose their money? Are they still rich?
I don't know.
Because you know what? They must be having money problems. Because
I'm sure they are. When's the last time you heard a Captain and Tennille song on the radio?
That doesn't mean anything. Just because you have doesn't.
If he invested it properly,
right?
And,
right,
and they were
parlayed it.
Yeah, for like 5 years, man. They were top of the.
So okay, this is my theory that they're having money problems. That they blew their fortune, and now if they divorce, he qualifies for more benefits. If he's ill, or they both qualify for more benefits being single than they do being married.
Right.
So that's probably what it is.
Oh, so there's something about the insurance coverage.
Yeah, it says that Dragon, which I guess is the captain's name.
Yeah, Daryl Dragon.
Has suffered from this is according to YahooMusic.com. Mm-hmm. Dragon has suffered from a neurological condition similar to Parkinson's. If Tennille carries some sort of Cadillac healthcare plan, she may feel better about letting go of her sick husband now that Obamacare has kicked in. So I guess now that he can qualify for Obamacare, she's ready to dump him and not feel so bad about leaving him to, waste away with whatever neurological condition he has. Wow.
Yeah, apparently it comes on at 8 o'clock here too.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, they probably delay it because,
right.
Rock stars be saying crazy shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't sure because I think the Oscars are always shown live on the West Coast.
Yeah. I don't know.
So, well, now was there irreconcilable differences, or?
They said Obamacare, so
I mean, Mike said she feels better about letting him go.
Yeah, I think she wanted to leave him, but she felt guilty about it. Mm-hmm. But now that he can qualify for this health care, she's cool with leaving him. So, I don't know.
Are they still living together?
I don't know.
I think I heard somewhere that they were still living together, or whatever. So it's probably just a.
You think it's a bogus divorce, a bogus separation?
Yeah, I think it's purely for medical and financial reasons. I don't think they're like. I mean, think about it. Who stays together until they're in their 70s and then is like, I can't take this bitch no longer.
Well, he wrote, I don't know why she filed. I got to figure it out for myself first. He also said they're still living together in the same house.
Yeah, so maybe it is a bogus thing. Just for
who knows? Who cares? Whatever.
Yeah.
Hey man,
I didn't care when it was the 70s.
Who in our audience is even going to know?
That's what I'm saying. Like we're spending way too much time on this.
Like, get back to Justin Bieber and Jay-Z.
For reals.
Well, maybe Tony Tennille is leaving Daryl Dragon for Jay-Z.
I got a feeling Jay-Z ain't leaving Beyonce for her.
You don't think so?
I don't think so, man. Have you seen Beyonce's booty?
Once or twice.
I've seen it a little bit more than that.
Yeah. Man. Yeah.
I was never into the Captain and Tennille though. As far as those 70 variety shows, I liked the Osmonds and Shana Na and some of those other ones.
What's up with the variety show, man? That was a great format.
I don't know if it was great, but
like my favorite was
kind of corny.
The Carol Burnett show. That was fantastic.
Well, the Carol Burnett show
sketch.
was like,
that was sketch. That wasn't a variety show. That was sketch.
But she had like singers.
They had have singers and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. But the Carol Burnett show was probably the best of all of those.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Shows. Yeah.
I used to watch that every week.
Yeah. I used to. One of my favorite things is going on YouTube and watching scenes from those variety shows.
Yeah.
And I was watching Shana Na. That's another group that no one in our audience will know.
No.
Baruch.
Shana Na.
Get a job.
Hey, I think I've discovered another talent for us. Maybe we can bring back the variety show.
Yeah.
Let's not say we did.
I'm willing to take credit for it.
The variety show podcast. Yeah, nah.
But you see all these different stars you completely forgot about. Like the other day, I saw Lola Falana on.
Hey now.
Yeah, she was hot.
Oh man, she was hot, dude. She was discovered by Sammy Davis Jr.
What?
Yeah. And apparently she was so hot that he left a white woman for her.
Oh man.
Whoa. Now see, that's what you call some swaggy P. That is some swaggy P, my brother. She got the black man to leave the white P for her P. That is some swaggy P.
Well, I didn't need to know that to know that Lola Falana was swaggy. Man. Shoot.
Yeah, she's 71.
When I was too young to know what to do with a woman, I wanted to do it with her.
She's 71 years old. I still leave a white woman for her, man.
Yeah, for you guys, you youngsters, that was the Beyonce of the 70s,
Yeah.
Lolo.
Yeah, Google it and check out the pictures, man.
Yeah, man.
Lola Falana was
I'm about to look her up just for the hell of it.
Yeah, she was in. Yeah, she had her own variety show.
Did she?
Yeah,
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I don't remember it either. I just saw a clip with her and Muhammad Ali on there, but she
There was a lot of failed variety shows.
Yeah.
Celebrities had it like for a second.
Yeah.
I remember Marilyn McCool and Billy Davis Jr. had one.
Billy Davis Jr.?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gladys Knight and the Pips had one.
Who's Billy Davis Jr.?
Marilyn McCool's husband.
Oh. I thought you was like, you mean Billy D. Williams or you mean you confusing somebody? Like,
yeah,
who the hell is Billy Davis Jr.?
Yeah, they were all in the fifth dimension together.
That was Sammy Davis Jr.'s brother, right?
Yeah. That's his son.
Yeah, but there was a bunch of good ones.
Oh, yeah.
Remember Flip Wilson?
Oh yeah, Flip Wilson. That was one of the better ones. That was you go on Flip Wilson, you can see like early performances of the Jackson 5.
Yeah.
The Osmonds.
That was a great show. That was a great
Shauna, yeah.
I used to like Flip Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Better watch it, sucker.
What was her name?
Geraldine.
Geraldine. Yeah.
Geraldine.
Don't you touch me. You don't know me that well. The devil made me buy this dress.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
The first
man.
in the long line, I think, of cross-dressing black comedians, right?
Yeah, a long
At least
line.
on TV, yeah.
Yeah, it's like it seems like it's some kind of law or something. They all got to do it.
Yeah,
like
no,
Eddie Murphy came out wearing black leather. Now they all have to wear black leather.
Right.
So like, yeah, it's the same type thing. Flip Wilson did Geraldine, so Tyler Perry's got to do My Dear.
Right.
Yeah, I think that was his motivation. That was his only motivation for dressing like a woman.
He likes it. Hey, Mikey, he likes it.
Let's play Shaka Khan's "I'm Every Woman" while he gets dressed.
So yeah, I think we really have cemented the old head demographic with this show, because if you weren't born in the late '60s, man, you have no idea what the hell we're talking about.
I know.
That's what YouTube is for.
The youngsters gonna be like, they was talking about some old bitches today. I mean, like older than Halle Berry.
Oh man. Oh, that's painful, dude.
Yeah, Damon and I were talking the other day on our walk, and I was telling them that it hit me not too long ago that what really made me like, man, I'm up there, was when I realized that we are damn near 10 years older than the old chick at the strip club back in the day when we used to go. You know, she was like 35, and she was like the old one and stuff. We like kind of didn't want to get a dance. She come by or whatever, asking if we would. She gave a good lap dance too, but it was just like, you know, like everybody else was so much hotter.
You kind of reminded me of my mama right now.
Oh no, no. She wasn't that old.
But you know what made me realize how old I am?
What's that?
Is the realization that Barack Obama is probably going to be the last president that's older than me.
Oh.
Because I'm older than Michelle, right? And all my life, the presidents have always been older than me, but that's about to come to an end. I could have been president like 20 years ago.
Well, I mean, it's possible. I mean, Hillary's older than you, right?
Yeah, by a couple years.
Well, yeah, well, you may have a few more that are older than you, but
Yeah.
the time is running out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think you're there yet, to be honest. Because most presidents are the most of the presidents they're like
Yeah,
they're around
Barack is pretty
60s.
young.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
fairly
he's
young.
young. He's
Yeah.
super young.
Yeah.
Not
He's super young.
but he's pretty young.
Well,
I mean,
for
for a president, he's super young.
Well, he was what? He was elected.
Kennedy was
he was
younger
elected
than
in.
him.
Yeah. Well, Kennedy.
Okay,
and Clinton,
name another one.
Kennedy and Clinton,
Exactly.
Kennedy and Clinton were the youngest presidents.
Yeah.
But yeah, most of the guys running are still over 50.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, so I don't feel so bad.
But you can't be in the NBA. You can't be in the NFL. You can't.
That's what happened with me, man. Where like, they were talking about you know, if you're a grown man, you don't wear the football jerseys of people younger than you. And I was like, yeah, I'm too old to wear a baseball jersey, man. Or if I do, it better say Robinson on the back.
I don't know if I'll buy that rule. Who made that up?
Yeah, somebody who had time to fill on the radio. But the point is, it's like everybody playing. Because the point is, when I was a kid, you looked up to the ball players,
Right.
And they were always like 10, 20 years older than that, and now they're like 10, 20 years younger.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And they're ready to retire.
Oh yeah, the ones that are ready to retire are younger than us. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Kobe's way younger than us, and he's on his last legs.
Yeah.
The following rant was brought to you by AARP.
Got my car. You guys get your car yet? You guys aren't 50 yet.
No,
right?
no, I get my I turn 50 in about 2 years. And then I'll get my ass examined.
Oh, that's fun. You're going to love that. You're going to love that.
Colonoscopy.
I got that done. You're supposed to get it, I think, after 40 or 45, you're supposed to get it done every year.
Oh, really?
I got it done once at 45. Mm-hmm. I'm never doing it again. I'd rather die from whatever it is they're looking for than to have a doctor stick his finger up my ass again.
Damn, Mike.
Is there a fucking gerbil up there?
I'm just kidding, fellas. Go out and get your ass checked.
Why is your finger lactating?
I was embarrassed because the doctor went, hello.
Oh, man.
Doctor. Oh, man. Yeah, look. Lights, camera, action.
Yeah, Kanye, man, cannot stay out of the news. He can't stay out of the news.
What'd he do this time?
Well, what didn't he do? Okay, well, first, he's in for a couple of things. He's in because of his horrible clothing line. That's the first thing.
What are you talking about? He's a genius of our time.
Is he showing at Fashion Week?
He did show at Fashion Week,
Yeah.
and it was kind of a flop.
Was it really?
Yeah.
I know it was a big flop last time he showed, and that was like a couple of year back.
This time wasn't as bad. Yeah, I saw.
But he only had like a pair of jeans or something, right?
No, he had
a full line.
Well, you know what? Because I looked at the whole line. I think at Fashion Week he only had T-shirts and stuff, whatever. But he does have.
How bad can you screw up a T-shirt?
He's got more stuff, but I think he was probably gun shy from the last time. So I don't think he showed all the stuff. But
Kanye had shame? I didn't know that was possible.
Yeah, I know, huh?
Now what was
I heard God had a Kanye complex. Think he running shit. But
what was the clothing the clothing designer he told us to ignore because was it like Versace or?
Yeah, I think it was Versace.
Oh, okay.
I think
Yeah.
they said he said they stole the leather sweatpants from him.
Oh, that was him.
That's what he said.
Thought that was
I have yet to see these leather sweatpants, I can't even imagine what that is.
Is that what Eddie Murphy wears now? Leather sweatpants?
I'm thinking, who would want that?
Maybe the diva who was put on a few extra pounds. But nah, really. Let's see what else is he in. Oh, he's in the news for when we played the gossip game. We talked about it.
Oh yeah, he beat up that 18-year-old.
Yeah, he beat up the
okay.
18-year-old
Yeah.
dude.
Well, that
Yeah,
kid
he
had it
really.
coming.
Yeah, he did. He did have it coming. He really did. Yeah. So that's one thing. Is like everybody's kind of on his side about like, well, yeah, he was asking for it.
Yeah.
Like literally.
He released an album recently. Is anybody talking about that? Yeezus? Have you guys listened to it?
No, I haven't. I'm not a.
Kanye West is a recording artist.
I'm not a big Kanye
he
fan.
He records. I don't know if I'd term it that way, but he does release music.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Kanye.
I've never been a huge Kanye fan. Although somebody that I work with tells me that his most recent album is pretty good, and she's supposed to be bringing it to let me check.
I mean, I don't hate him. I like him better than today's people, whatever. I just don't think he's as good as he thinks he is.
Well, who could live up to those standards, really?
And finally, he's in the news also because his baby mama was on Jimmy Kimmel talking about that they'll be getting married this summer, probably in Paris.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, well, did you get an invitation?
She's gonna make an honest woman out of her. No.
I heard it's going to be at some chateau in Paris, and that Lady Gaga.
I thought you were talking about that chateau over on Slauson. That's spelled with the CH. I mean the SH.
So what's
duck?
What's the over/under on how long that marriage lasts?
Ooh. How long?
Months,
before?
years?
Oh yeah, that's a good game. Yeah. I give it. Ooh, that's because between the two of them. Like
how long was Lamar with his Kardashian?
Couple years.
Yeah. I think Kanye can stick it out for that long.
I don't think he can.
Yeah, I think he can.
I don't think so.
I just know that fool better have a prenup.
I think Kim's been married like 3 times, right?
Yeah,
I guess so.
I don't think any of them lasted.
Was it twice? He'll be the third.
He'll be the third.
Yeah.
I don't think.
God, why do I know that?
How long did the first one last?
A couple of weeks, I think.
Really?
No, I don't.
Because that was the second one. The first one, I'm not sure about. I give it a year tops. Yeah, I give it a year.
I don't know
she's not a long haul kind of girl.
No, man, I mean, she's been all over the internet getting all ran through by Ray J. I guess Kanye
He's still on that.
I guess Kanye never heard the phrase "you can't turn a hoe into a housewife." He just really can't do that. Kanye, you can't do that, bro. Don't try, man. It's gonna cost you a lot of money and a lot of heartache.
My name is Raymond J. Norwood Jr. Or you can call me Ray. Or you can call me Jay.
Hey, don't mess with Ray J. I like Ray J.
You can call me Sonny.
What was that song he put out? I hit it first.
Yeah,
like that?
Yeah. I hit it first.
I'm curious. Did he ever pee on Kim, or did Kim ever pee on him?
Not in the video.
No. He ever PM Dawn?
But yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sure Kim is a very lovely woman and will make a fine housewife.
He said with a crooked face.
As long as she pays the maids on time. You see Kanye coming home. Where's my dinner?
She's like, I don't know. You didn't bring it with you? You better go back and get it.
He's wearing a leather wife beater.
Oh, man.
Whose clothes you got
on? So are we going to play the gossip game?
We can. We have a reduced audience today, but I guess we can do it. And actually, it might be even better because I think if Amber were here, she'd have a leg up on this one. So you guys want to play? You guys up for that?
Yeah, sure.
All right, hold on. I think I have some theme music for that game.
Yeah, we should call it Rumors and Bullshit. That's the new name. Rumors and Bullshit. No more gossip game. Rumors and Bullshit.
All right, so here we are for another episode of the Gossip Game.
Rumors and Bullshit. Yeah!
And for all you people at home who don't know how this game is played, it goes like this. I am going to read our contestants 4 stories. 3 of them were actually reported in the media, most likely the National Enquirer, but I actually get some of them from other sources as well. 3 of these stories were actually reported in the media. One of them is just BS that I made up off the top of my head. And the first... Okay, that's enough of music.
Yeah.
Hey, concentrate. Shut up! All right. The first story... The first story is this one, and this is a story that I think Amber would have had a real leg up on.
Who?
Our missing co-host.
Who? What?
Are you guys familiar with the book 50 Shades of Grey?
I've heard of it.
Yeah,
Okay.
It rings a bell.
Yeah, so apparently it's the only pornography that no man has ever seen. It's,
Because it's woman porn.
yeah,
That's why.
it's mommy porn. But apparently it's very graphic. I mean, it has to do with, it's like BDSM. And
I hear
all
it's
that kind of stuff.
very poorly written as well.
Yeah, that's what I've
Porn?
heard too. No, the book.
What?
Well, he said it's mommy porn. I was like, the idea that porn is poorly written.
Yeah, well. But yeah, I've heard that this book the prose is terrible, but it has to do with sadomasochism, and I guess that's what housewives are into these days. I don't know, but the book is doing fantastic. So much so that they're making
movie.
they're making it into a movie.
Right.
Wasn't
And
it called 9.5 Weeks?
I've never read the book. I don't know anything about it other than what I've seen online. And again, there's somebody at my job who's read it, and she's big into it, and she was telling me a little bit about it. But apparently, it's chock full of like really, really graphic
Right.
sex scenes, and so it's going to be a pretty controversial movie when it comes out, and it's going to be, and this is the story that you guys have to figure out whether or not it's true. It's going to be apparently a little bit more controversial due to the casting. The sadomasochistic male lead is going to be played by none other than Idris Elba of the Wire fame. He played the very convincing, what was his name, Stringer Bell on that
Yes.
show?
Yes.
Yeah. So we may not yet be in a post-racial society, but we do have a black president, and apparently America is at long last ready to see a skinny little virginal white girl be dominated sexually and emotionally and apparently every other way by a big black man on screen.
Well, you need black and white to have gray.
You do.
Yeah, so.
There's a symmetry there.
Yeah.
So that is story number one. Story number two has to do with Tiger Woods and his former Olympic skiing girlfriend, Lindsey Vonn. Lindsay, as you may or may not have heard, I don't know, her skiing career is kaput. I think she had like a career ending.
Well, she has a knee injury.
Yeah.
She couldn't go to the Olympics this year.
Yeah. So because she's no longer able to focus on her Olympic dreams, her thoughts have begun to turn to more domestic things, and she is now pestering Tiger Woods to knock her up. She wants a baby. And Tiger Woods, who already has a couple of kids and is probably not completely done yet with his womanizing ways, has decided to try to assuage her with a puppy instead. I don't know if that's going to work, but nice try, Tiger. That is story number two. Story number three has to do with Spike Lee. Apparently, Spike Lee's brother recently died. And apparently, while he was alive, the two of them had a major falling out over some money. Spike Lee is worth about $40 million. His brother was basically penniless.
Wow.
So much so that when they inherited a piece of real estate from a relative who had passed away, Spike's brother asked Spike to give him an advance on his share from the money so that he could continue to live until they sold the house, and Spike Lee shut him down completely. The homeless brother, unfortunately, died recently, and although they never made up in life, Spike Lee did show up at the funeral and gave a very, I'm sure, heartfelt eulogy, but never did come up off the ducats. That is story number three. And our final story, again, has to do with our good friends Will and Jada Pinkett Smith. Actually, it has more to do with their son Jaden, who is apparently dating Kylie Jenner of the Kardashian family, and not with the blessing of Jada or Will. In fact, Jaden's parents are now insisting that he leave that Kardashian woman alone. Apparently, they are afraid that the Kardashians star is dimming, and they're trying to glom on to the fame, the rising and very bright star of the Smith family, and they're actually it's actually causing a rift in the Smith family, so much so that Jaden is now threatening to seek emancipation so that he can keep getting busy with Kylie. That, my friends, is our 4 stories. Wow. So I'll turn to our fearless leader, the host with the most, Dino Red. Which of those stories do you think is the false one? Remember again, 4 stories, 3 of them are true. 1 of them is BS. Your job is to detect the BS. Dino?
I think the Smith family one is the BS one. I know they're dating, but I think all the rest of that's bullshit.
And Damon, what do you say?
Give me a quick rundown about the 4 again.
Yes. Story number 1, Idris Elba is going to be playing the sadomasochistic lead in the movie version of 50 Shades of Grey. Story number 2 is Tiger's girlfriend wants a baby, and he gave her a puppy instead. Story number 3 is that stingy Spike Lee wouldn't help a brother out.
Stingy Spike Lee.
And story number 4 is that Will and Jada are going to blows with Jaden because he won't leave that Kardashian girl alone.
I'm gonna say I buy the first.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I'm gonna say I buy the first one because Idris Elba is the fantasy of many women, black and white, across the world, or at least America.
And how do you feel about Idris?
Oh, I think he's hot.
One hot piece.
Overrated. I can't. I don't see it. I don't get it. I don't see it. I don't see it.
He doesn't do it for you, huh?
Not at all. I mean, give me a Brad Pitt, Leonardo. Give me a pretty motherfucker.
Yeah, see, he likes them white boys.
Yeah, he likes them pretty boys.
Hey, Terrence Howard.
He's a pretty boy.
Michael Ealy.
I don't know that.
Yeah, light skinned. You don't want that dark chocolate.
I see what they see in Morris Chestnut. I get more. I don't get Tay Diggs. But Morris Chestnut I get.
So you don't think Idris is a good-looking guy?
No.
He's pretty beefy, man. Dude's yoked.
Okay. But what about his face?
Well, I don't know. What about you? What about that other black dude that everyone loves? What's his name? Denzel. All the women love him. I don't see that. He doesn't look. He looks like an average dude to me.
No, I see it.
Yeah, you think he's handsome?
Yeah.
Man, I don't get it.
Yeah, well, you and I agree on that one.
Okay.
Yeah. But let's see. So I buy Idris as with the.
It's Idris.
Is it Idris?
Yeah, I looked it up because I was going to be saying it on the podcast.
Oh, okay.
And they said, do not pronounce it Idris or Idris. It's Idris.
Huh. Okay.
So now you learned something.
I guess I did.
Yeah, I have a coworker who named her son that, and she pronounces it Idris.
Yeah. She's ignorant.
I'll tell her you said so.
I'm sure she heard it.
Let's see, and the next one was the.
Oh man, come on, man! All right, Tiger Woods gave us.
Tiger Woods, yeah, I totally buy Tiger Woods giving his girlfriend a puppy.
All right, so what about Spike Lee cheating out his brother out of some money?
Well, I will say number 4 that Kylie Jenner probably does have some swaggy pee. So
I think that whole family got a bunch of swagginess going on.
So I'm gonna say that Spike Lee's an asshole. So knowing nothing about him or his family relations or why his brother was broke, I'm gonna call Spike Lee an asshole. But I think that's the fake story. I think that's the one that's. I don't think he spoke at the funeral.
So you think it's false because wait,
dude, I don't know the answer to any of these. It's not like logic is gonna work.
We're talking about celebrities, man. Anything goes. All these stories could be completely true.
But no, it was just funny because it sounded like he was gonna say the opposite. Like I totally buy that.
Yeah, Spike Lee's a complete asshole. So, but maybe he really did give his brother some money. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's no rhyme or reason to any of this.
All right. So, in your mind, in your world, these Spike Lee stories...
I just want to call Spike Lee an asshole.
All right. Well, I'm sure that's going to do wonders for your movie career.
Well, that's what Reggie Miller tells me.
All right. So, you believe that the Spike Lee story is the false one?
Yeah.
Okay. And Dino, I forget, what was your choice?
The Smiths. The Smiths.
The actual false story was Idris Elba. Come on, man. They're not going to have no black dude, sadomasochist, no skinny white girl on TV. Come on. This is 2014, but still.
I know. Really. Yeah.
Doesn't seem out of the realm of possibility.
Well,
they do it in real life all the time.
Yeah, well, thanks again, guys, for playing. That is, I call it the gossip game. Dino, what did you say it was?
Rumors and bullshit.
All right. Well, thanks for playing another round of rumors and bullshit with us.
Do I lose my title as media maven now?
Yeah, I think
you lost it.
There's always hope for you to get it back next week.
I mean, at least you haven't lost 2 in a row. Shoot. But do we have some mail this week?
Well, let's see.
Oh, yes, wait a minute, Mr. Postman. Wait, hey, Mr. Postman.
Hey, Mr. Postman, you can see. Oh, yes, their letter. Yeah.
Okay, no more singing. No more singing.
But singing is fun.
Well, as it turns out, we do have some fan mail this week. Actually, some of this fan mail came in weeks ago, but we're just now getting around to it.
It's like the real post office.
The first one, I'm sure, is a completely unbiased letter. Let's see what it says. This is from a guy by the name of Uncle Powers.
Oh, man. Come on.
And this guy sounds like a really cool guy. What he says is that, I love the new format. Too bad you guys aren't able to broadcast live. I would love to have been able to call in and comment on several of these topics. It would be great to be able to get some real-time
Now we can't shut him up.
feedback, but I know that's not feasible with the podcast format. Just wishful thinking.
This is a man in love with the sound of his own voice.
And the new co-host search is over. Amber is the perfect addition. She brings some much-needed estrogen, good humor, and informed intelligence. Who? Amber!
Who?
Amber alert.
All right, that's enough of that guy. Anyway, he said it's a really good show. Keep it coming. The next letter is from a guy who goes by the name of Podfan. And he says, great show! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Very funny, real, and down-to-earth cast of characters. They really crack me up. This is now my favorite podcast. Well, shout out to Podfan, bro. Thanks for listening. We appreciate the love. Let's see. I think we got another one. This is from Letitia Williams. She says, loved it. I was laughing and uh-hing all through the show. Amber was a nice addition. Dino, how could you not have checked out Beyonce's album yet? LOL. All the topics were interesting and fun. But dude, did y'all say steak and BJ Day?
Hell yeah, and it's coming up fast.
You hip to a steak and BJ Day,
No, I'm not.
Damon?
No.
Okay. Well, it's coming up March 13th. You better get hip quick.
14th.
March 14th.
Oh, okay. What's BJ?
And last but certainly not least, we have a comment from our good friend Puck13. He says, cool, informative, laid-back show. Not familiar with the content of the featured episode, but the show hosts deliver a convincing and people-friendly atmosphere where I might consider one day following the content that was discussed. Actually, there's one more. We have a comment from Rose Glidden, who says, very cool, Dino. I just subscribed to your podcast through iTunes.
Yay!
Wait, I got some applause here somewhere. Okay, there it is. Thank you, Amber. She says, and even cooler that you guys are on iTunes. But of course, we got it like that. I listened to a bit of your latest show. Very funny, and you've got a great radio voice. I'm so proud of you and wish you much success, dear friend.
Thank you.
One
Thank you very much.
Completely unbiased, I'd say, huh? All right, but thank you, Rose. We appreciate that. That, ladies and gentlemen, is our fan mail for the week.
Oh, yes, wait a minute, Mr. Postman. Wait, hey, Mr. Postman.
Hey, Mr. Postman, look at... Oh, yeah! Please.
Might kill his mic. Shoot it now.
Pop, 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 pop. Oh, man, y'all just hating.
Yeah, we are.
Oh.
Okay, gang. Well, that's about it. We're about to wrap up. It's been good seeing you guys again, or kicking it with you guys. You guys out there listening to us. If you guys don't know, we have an app. You can go to our Facebook page and download our app, or go to our website, download the app. If you have trouble and don't know how, just write me, and I will answer you and teach you how to do it. But with that said, we'll see you guys next week on Super Bowl Sunday, and take care. Holla at your boy.
Hey, from all of our crew to listeners like you, we just want to say thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Shiznit. And don't forget to tell your friends about our podcast. Check out our Facebook page. Give us a like. You can find us under The Shiznit. And if you want to tweet, join us on Twitter at The Shiznit Show. You can also write to us at theshiznitshow@gmail.com. Send us your questions and your comments. And don't forget to give us 5 stars on Stitcher and iTunes. So that is a wrap. Until next time, farewell from the Red Rock Studios in Los Angeles, California, from The Shiznit.
And everything they said was against the rules turns out to be the actions that I tend to choose. Probably, a matter of fact, most likely, but we live and learn. And everybody want a chance, but don't get a turn. And everything we need to know, we never get to learn. And when we find our own knowledge, we just get discouraged. So this the new shit, take it how you want it. I hope you choose to pay attention and just don't ignore it. Coming with a brand new flow, my old haters in the rear, man, cause I'm kicking brand new flavor in your ear. Said I'm kicking new flavor in your ear. This is kicking new flavor in your ear. Here comes the brand new flavor in your ear. Time for new flavor in your ear. I'm kicking new flavor in your ear. This is kicking new flavor in your ear. The Shiznit, hosted by Dino, me, Shaq, Damon. We out here.